In this module, we're going to be looking at how we could navigate through our Adobe Lightroom CC interface. So I have my Lightroom program launched already, and this is what you'll see. So depending if it's your first time, you'll be seeing a welcome window. But in my case, since I have already launched this before, I have this as my welcome screen. So up here, you'll notice that we have some menus. So if you're using a Mac, you're pretty much going to be seeing the same menu. We have the File, Edit, Photo View, and Help. So under the File menu, we can add photos, search photos inside the application, and some of the options here are grayed out. So the options that you'll see here would be depending on what you have here on the main window or canvas. So right now, since we don't have any photo open yet, we are limited to this option. So you can also choose to migrate from Lightroom Classic catalog, or if you choose to, you can also go to the edits and check on some other options. So if you have some albums, you can see it here. You can create an album or create a folder. You can also check on stacks. And you can also access the preferences and change on some settings inside the application. So I'm just gonna hit on cancel on that one. Now yours might look different. Mine is just a bit large when it comes to the font size, so that you can easily view this whenever you are on your mobile screens or on a different screen size devices. Now if we check on photo, you can see that we also have some more options in here. If we click on view, you can change on the view of your screen here to photo grid or square grid, so on and so forth. You can even go to full screen window by pressing F11 if you want to. So this helps you see the image in full screen so that there will be no panels or any other elements aside from that image. And you can clearly see if you have everything right. Now, if you go to help here, you can see that we have some more options like Lightroom help, and even check on some guided tutorials, online tutorials, and you can even check how you could get started with Lightroom. You can also sign out your account, check some updates, and if you want to see the version of your Lightroom, you can click on About Lightroom in here, and you'll be able to see the version of your Lightroom in there. Let me go ahead and cancel out of that. Now down here we have several more options. You can see that if I click this, it will collapse this panel here. So you have a better view of your main window. Let me just click that back. And down here or on the right side, you can choose to go back to the previous page or move forward to the next page if you choose to. So if I click on this one, it will move back to the previous page that I was before, which is the all photos. And if I move forward, it will go back to that page to where I was. So in here, you can also search on this search box if you need to search for a specific item or like an article. You can choose to enter it here. On the right side, we have some filtering options. So if I click that, you'll notice that the filtering options down here disappeared. And if I click that, it will appear again. Down here, you see that we have some learning topic. And if I click this drop down, you'll see what that learning topic has for the filtering option. We have black and white, color, composition, image rescue, light, and stylize. We also have tools. If I click the drop down, we have several filtering options that we can use. Aside from that, we have subject matter, which also has a numerous filtering option. And finally, we have the level here. So we have beginner, intermediate, or advanced. So for example, if you are looking for a certain topic or a tutorial, whether it be a beginner or intermediate or advanced, you can simply click on that one. And at that point, Adobe Lightroom will filter all of their tutorials and just show you those advanced level tutorials. So you can use this scrubby slider here to browse through different tutorials. or you can just use your mouse scroll to easily browse through these tutorials here. Now let me just go up here again, and we have some notifications. So if you have like any updates, or let's say if you're working with other colleagues and they have shared some photos to you, it will show on this notification area. Now, if you click this question icon, it would say help. If you notice when I hover my mouse here, it has a tooltip that says help. If you click that, you'll pretty much see the same thing as when you're going to the help here and checking on some guides. So you can see that they have some suggested topics like how to add your photos, create an album, edit a photo, so on and so forth. And also check on some tools and features, which is the auto settings, black and white, exposure. Let me go ahead and just exit out of that. If you're syncing out some photos, you can also check this synced and backed up icon. Once you click that, it will show you the progress of your files. So if you're syncing some files to the Adobe Cloud, right now I have 3 photos synced in through my Adobe Cloud, and it says here that I'm using 116.5 megabytes out of 1 TB used. You can see how many file size I have left for me to use. You can check on the plans. You can even connect your devices like Lightroom, Android, iOS, or the web. And it says here that I am synced and backed up. Now, if we go over here on the left side panel, you'll see that we have different categories. So of course we have the add photos button here, which allows us to add new photos from our file system. And down here we have learn, discover, all photos, and we can also check out our albums and those files that were shared from us or by us. So what you see here is the Learn category or the Learn tab. Now, if we click on Discover here, we'll be able to see those projects or images that were edited by other users. So you can see here that there is this featured image here by Anton Rezakov, and you can see that you can even use it and save it as a preset and use it on your images if you want to. So down here we have some more featured presets like this one by Michael Aboya. So you can see some other trending presets here. Now you can choose to add it on your remix or save it as a preset. So if I click this arrow here, it will collapse on more option. So we have a My Profile, Featured, Following, and Remixes. And if you go back here on the main window, you'll see pretty much the same options that we have here. So we have the following, the remixes, the featured, we have a new in here, and the one for you. So if you have some images or if you did some edits and if you want to share it to the community, you can choose to share your edit. And that would save it on your Adobe Cloud and it will be shared amongst the community. Now, at that point, if you want to see a more trending projects, you can click on View All and you'll be able to see more in here. So at that point, you'll notice that the filtering options that we have here also changes. So the option that you see here would be ultimately be dictated by the elements that you see here. All right, so you can see that you can also like this certain project, and if you want to like share this again or add it to your remix, you can do so. Now, if you hover your mouse over here, you'll notice that you'll be able to see different remixes of this project in here. And you can just save this so that you can use it on your projects. Pretty cool, right? Now, if I click on my profile, you would be able to see your own profile for your Adobe Cloud. So I don't have any edits at the moment, don't have any remixes, or I'm not following anyone, and no other people is actually following me at the moment. And I don't even have liked edits or liked remixes. That's why it's not showing me anything on this area right here. Now, if you click on featured, it will only be showing featured projects from the community. Same goes with the following. If you have someone following, you'll be able to see on some people you're following, or you can also see some suggested photographers in here. Now down here we have all photos. And if we click on this drop down, there are more options. So clicking on all photos will show all of the photos that you have inside this program. So it will show you those recently added photos, those recently edited photos, and also some photos that is shared by other people if you're connected with other people. And down here, if you want to like look at that, depending on like recently added or recently edited photos, you can do so. You can even check on a by date if you want to. So you can see that I have one here, which is 2023. And if you have some other photos, or if you've been using this application for quite some time, you may have 2019, 2020, so on and so forth in here. So you can see that I have no one in the people tab here, but I can choose to enable that if I want to. You can also check on the deleted files in here. So if you click on that deleted, you'll be able to see all of the photos that you have deleted before. Now, if we go on and click on the all photos tab, you'll notice that we have some several options appearing on our application here. So on the right side, we have our editing panel, and down here we have a different view panels that we can use. So let me just collapse this so that we can see this clearly. Now, right now we are seeing this in full screen, and down here we can see all of the images inside that album or that folder. So I can choose to show all of them if I want to. If I click on, let's say, this photo grid, it will show all of those photos in one window. So it's like a slideshow or a collage of those photos. So you can change on the different views in here, just like so. So this one lets you view the photos, and you'll notice that since that I have just installed this application, it will try to teach me or tour me on some of the ways of how we can use the program if it's the first time that we'll be clicking that certain function or that behavior. So you can choose to take a quick tour or just try it on your own. Now in here, you can see that we have our photos here, so you can choose to swap it or change its orientation if you want to. So we're viewing this in a landscape orientation. If you want to view it in a portrait layout, you can do so. You can also put on some ratings for this photo. So if you see, we have the star icon in here, and you can set a rating like for 2 star, 3 star, so on and so forth. Can even choose to flag this as rejected or as picked if you want to. Now, if I just go and press X on this one, you can see that we've removed that from the film strip. But then I just want you to be aware that removing it from the film strip would not be deleting it on your local start. So don't worry about that. So let me just go back here, click this back button, click that once again, and then we'll be able to see it down here. So let me just adjust this here. All right, so let me just realign my screen here, just like so. Now down here, aside from those ratings and different view options, you can also click this drop down here and also set the order of your photos. So if you're working with a lot of photos inside a Lightroom, you can also choose to import by date, modified by date, by file name, or by star rating. You can even reverse the order if you want to. So on the right here, we have the magnification level. So you'll notice that there is a white outline on which photo we are focusing. So right now I'm focusing or highlighting this photo of a lemon here, and it would be showing this white outline. So if we click on this drop down here, you'll see that we have predefined values on how we could set the magnification level on this selected photo. So if I click on 400%, you'll notice that it magnified that image by 400%. And also click on fit, and that would fit the image back to its original size. So in here we have options to hide our film strip, just like so that we can get a better view of our images. And by clicking that again, we'll be showing our film strips. You can also choose to show original or not show the original. So if you have edited your videos or images already, you can simply compare those photos or images by clicking the show original or hide original. You can also choose to like add or swap it using this film strips right here. So you can just click and drag that or just click it in here. So you can see that if I click and drag that in here, we have swapped it out on the previous photo. Now on the right here, we have our editing panel. So if I click this, you can see that we're enabling the edit on this image. And right now we have a different options on how we could edit this photo here. So we'll talk about more of this in greater detail on our upcoming lessons. You also have the ability to crop and rotate the photos if you want to. You also have the healing tool here, which enables us to like refine your image or videos more. Down here we have our create a new mask. If you need to mask your images, you can do so. Now let me just click that, and if we click on this three dots here, that would indicate that there are more options hiding underneath it. If I click that, you can see that we can copy edited settings, choose edit settings, copy, show original, show histogram, and single panel mode. Now down here we have our activity. So if you click that, you'll be able to see the activity on that certain photo. So you can see that this photo has no likes or comments in any shared album. So you'll be able to monitor that activity if you have shared that to the community. Now down here we have keywords. So you can like search a keyword that's attached to the photo or video that you're working on or your project that you're working on. Finally, we have the info here. So if you have set on some title, caption, copyrights, metadatas that you can easily search this image or a video, you would put it in here, and that would help other users to easily locate this photo. So if you look back here, you'll notice that we have many information such as the file name, and this image is from pexels.com, which has free stock photos that you can use for your projects. So there you have it. I'm pretty sure that you're overwhelmed at this moment, but then don't worry. As you use the application, you'll get used to the interface. And we'll be looking at each of this on the upcoming lessons, and we will use them on different occasions or different projects.